spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Welcome back to the WAT reviews. This is the second iteration.
Yeah.
And this time we're going to be doing Spider-Man Far From Home. First, we're going to give our initial thoughts, and then we'll jump into spoilers.
Okay, let's start out right off the bat. 10 out of 10, how would you rate it?
I would give it a 7.5.
I was going to give it a 7. Yeah.
7.5.
Okay, let me ask you this question since we didn't have it. How would you rate Homecoming on a scale of 1 to 10?
7.
Okay.
It
So,
was slightly better than
okay,
Homecoming.
that's fair. I would give it an 8.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Homecoming.
You enjoyed Homecoming
I
over
really-
this one?
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why?
I don't know. It was just refreshing, I guess, to see, like the Spider-Man, like a new Spider-Man come in but not feel old. And I thought that was really good. And I really enjoyed Michael Keaton as a villain way more than I
This guy?
enjoyed Mysterio. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
People are saying that Mysterio was overall a better villain. Is overall a good villain. in
No, I'm
general.
not saying he's a bad villain. I'm just saying I enjoyed Michael Keaton's more.
More.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, I would rate Homecoming higher, but I still think this was very, very good.
Okay. How would you rate the post-credit scene?
10 out of 10. I think that was the most amazing post-credit scene that has ever existed in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
There is nothing that compares.
Yeah.
There is no scene that is better than this scene.
Yeah. I think I enjoyed this one more than Homecoming. Just because this one was I think I enjoyed like the awkward bits.
Mhm.
Like because I think Spider-Man is more about like, it's not about like the action, and it's about Spider-Man, like the character himself, Peter Parker as well. Like when you have Captain America and whatever, like you want to see action more, but like here you want to see how Spider-Man develops from a kid with no sense of responsibility to someone who, like, has and in this one it's like amplified more because the person who he looked up to is dead, and now all that responsibility is like kind of coming onto him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will give you this, that visually this was beautiful. Like there were some action sequences that were just amazing to look at.
Yeah.
I will say the Kenyan theater, it was so
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. So if you're watching, so I watched this twice, so in 2D and 3D. So the 2D one, even though the screen was small, it was fine because it was like bright enough. But the 3D one we both went to
Was really
was
dull.
really dull.
Yeah, and my parents went yesterday and they had the same complaint. Like some of it was just so dark.
Yeah.
So
They watched
Yeah.
it in 3D as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to watch it in 3D, either do like IMAX or something, because it's not worth it in like Westgate.
yeah, don't go to Westgate. Overall, yesterday was a really horrible movie watching experience.
Yeah, because even like the people were like on their phones and
Yeah,
shit.
like there was a kid right next to me and he was just on his phone and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What the?" And he was checking Instagram and stuff.
Checking
and,
Instagram and WhatsApp. I
Yeah.
could see it. I could see it from where I was sitting.
and it was like blinding. It's seriously
because
blinding.
everything's like dark, and then you
Yeah.
have like one really bright
Yeah.
light.
And there were people on the right who were just talking the entire time.
Yeah.
And people say I don't know how to whisper, but those people really, really don't know how to
Yeah.
whisper because they were just blabbing on. And it's really funny because I always get really mad, but I never say anything. Even to the kid next to me, I was just like, you don't have to always be aggressive, right? But I'm
Yeah.
not even capable of being like,
Yeah.
hey, excuse me, could you just turn that
Yeah.
off?
Anyways,
Moving back to the review.
yeah, I think the action choreography was like so much better. Not only like visual stunning, but like the stuff that Spider-Man does
Yeah.
actually is like way, way, way better, and like so much like more than I could even expect.
That's fair.
And like even some of the shots were like that one scene. Okay, so now do you want to like skip into spoilers or?
I think after the rating, I'm just going to put spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, because, a lot of people don't even want to know, if it's visually stunning or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put spoilers right after.
So yeah, we're already in spoilers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one scene at the end when it's like the one shot.
Yeah.
With all those robots coming at him in that glass bridge.
It was
That
amazing.
was amazing.
Yeah.
That was insane. Even that, when he's like going over the bridge, around the bridge,
Mhm.
and that like slow motion shot of him like putting the web across the bridge,
Yeah.
that was like sick. I don't know, there was a lot of like really 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 good shots that were in the
For
movie.
me, my favorite shot was, okay, I'm gonna stop hitting the table. My favorite shot was when he jumped out of the plane and then like he's flying straight into the monster and he's just like, it's not real, it's not real, and he goes straight through and you just see everything.
Oh
I thought that
yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he like destroys all of them.
Yeah.
I will give you that the action sequences were really good.
Yeah.
And I agree with you as well that the whole, teenage quirky romance thing,
Yeah.
him trying to find this balance of responsibility and him trying to live his life was outstanding. I
Yeah.
really like that
It
dynamic.
was done really well.
Yeah.
Because in the first one it wasn't like, it was fine, like, because the yeah, I didn't like the girl in the first one, whoever she was.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, this one was done
This
really
one, this one was also nice, and the thing is, like, I believe at a certain point, I was like, before I went to watch the movie, I was seeing the trailers. I thought because both of them are really awkward, it's going to be really awkward overall,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be cringe.
Yeah.
But it was actually really nice, and
It
it
was
was
charming.
and it was like very indicative of like a normal,
Yeah,
teenage romance.
yeah.
Like you didn't feel like it was being forced. It's weird.
Yeah.
You just felt like, oh man, I've gone through this. I can
Yeah,
relate to
you
them.
can. It's
Yeah.
relatable, and it's like it's awkward, but in a charming way,
Yeah.
not something that pulls you out of it, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's true.
Some people might find it a bit cringe, like it's the people who just don't like romantic
Those
shit.
really
The grumpy ass people.
or the really really attractive people who are super smooth and confident and
Yeah,
have never
and
had
who-
to who've never experienced awkwardness. No, they've only experienced other people being awkward to them. They've never experienced, and they're like, "This is crap. I've never dealt with this
Yeah.
before." And then they go in the mirror and they look at themselves and they're like, "Yeah, I know why."
Yeah. So
Well, one thing that I really loved is how they um like managed to describe what happened during Endgame, like the blip and everything.
oh yeah.
That was really well done.
Yeah. So in the starting of the movie, see, after when Endgame and everyone had questions, you're like,
Yeah.
the 5 years, like, did everyone just stay the same? Did they, well, what happened? So they addressed that, like, people grew older, obviously 5 years older. Everything continued on, and then the people who came back, they were reintegrated into society.
And there were like tiny bits where like, Aunt May was like, when I came back, because who knew that Aunt May was gone,
Yeah,
right?
there were small hints
Yeah.
about who had gone and who had, like,
Ev-
Happy, we didn't know, but like now we knew he got vanished as well,
Yeah.
because he's like, yeah, I grew it during the whole thing.
And it was interesting because even like the tiny details, what I was going to say is like when Aunt May was like, when I came back, there was someone already living in my apartment.
Yeah.
And she thought I was a ghost. And I was like, that's really nice because those are real questions that, everyone had is like, how did they come
How-
back into society?
Yeah.
What did people know about this?
Yeah.
So it's really good.
So
They-
and there's also like a lot of like tie-ins. Like if you played the game, there's all these. So Aunt May is working at what's it called, Feast
Mhm.
now, where all the people who came back from the whole the snap, they're all there, and they're trying to be reintegrated into society. So there's a lot of things that are very small and nuanced, and if you pay attention properly, you'll
Mhm.
understand, like, okay, this is why. But I'm glad that they
yeah,
they addressed the bit where
that
like,
was very good. Like it brings this continuity that exists. People aren't just like this happened, we're moving on.
and
not gonna
they
address
didn't do
this
it in like
a forced way.
not even in a forced way. They didn't do it in like a depressing and sad way, like a
Yeah.
hard hitting. They made fun of it because like that school video was like very like jokey, and it wasn't like that serious. It was like they were trying to make it funny, which after Endgame you kind of need that. Like you need something that will like mellow yourself down, because like Endgame was
Yeah,
rough,
It
and
was.
then you want something to like
Having
a
that
little
kid
chill.
journalist who was just like, my brother is older than me now. What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
I was like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because that would happen. Yeah, I thought that was really good. Mysterio, I didn't. For some reason, that scene where he's just explaining everything in the bar just really irritated me.
Why?
I don't know. I just felt like it was
Was it too stretched out?
no, not even too stretched out. It just felt so weirdly placed. Like they had to explain everything,
What explain everything?
like who everyone is, how he's doing everything.
Oh,
It was in a bar.
I think it was fine because it gave like a whole layer to
No,
it.
that I understand that it gives a context and it explains why, how, and how there's destruction and everything.
Yeah.
But it just felt so out of place for me. It really didn't seem like it seemed like there was this, when, for example, when a narrator is there and he's just giving all the exposition.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's how it felt to me. Except they
It
tried.
wasn't like a large exposition dump though.
Yeah, but still, it didn't feel.
I think it was fair enough to like, at least he didn't, there were like 10 other people. He didn't introduce every one of them.
He just goes one by one. He's like, you did this, you did this. And he's like, you did this.
Yeah, he only introduced like three people.
Yeah.
4 people.
And speaking of like jokes, like the comedy aspect of it, did he introduce the cape person, the person who does the costume?
Yeah.
And then like the cape joke came, right?
Which cape
Like,
joke?
I was just like when she was stealing the
yeah.
cape, that I thought it was really funny.
What?
I realized from my tone I was going down like a critique, and then I was like, no, that was actually really funny.
Yeah, so I think it gives a lot of like, because let's be honest, if he didn't like introduce at least some of these people, everyone would have just been like, who the hell are these guys? They're
Yeah.
just like cookie cutter bad guy minions. That's it. But like they have some backstory and they're somehow all connected.
Yeah, but
in
you see,
some weird, very small way, and the thing is, it all leads back to Tony Stark. Like everything in the movie all leads back to Tony Stark, and him not being here, or like whatever he did in the past is now coming back, something like that.
you see, the thing is like there was the same scene in the first one, right? Where like there's a scene where the contractors come and they're like, oh, you're no longer part of this, and Michael Keaton is explaining how Tony Stark ruined it. And I thought that was much better handled. And the thing is,
But the thing is, like, we didn't in the first movie, we didn't get much time with his minions or whoever they are, like the Shocker or whatever.
Yeah, but we didn't get much time here as well. Like, I think they all had equal, because like the Shocker had a significant part. Remember when they
Yeah.
went to attack him at the school bus?
Yeah.
So, and I still feel like I had, like, I don't know, I knew more about them in a way than
Fair
I did.
enough.
And it was more natural and seamless. You find out more
Yeah.
about them as it progresses.
Yeah, I
But
guess so.
this was just
He just dumped everything.
everything
in
is just
one
like
go.
there's one scene he tells you everything and then you move on with the
Yeah.
story. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like-
it makes sense.
Like there's just one pause from every like the action, the story and everything, and he just stands up on this desk, gives all the backstory, and then the movie starts again.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You
that
didn't like that.
I didn't like that. I
That's
felt like
fair.
it could have been more natural and seamless.
That's fair.
And I think,
to be honest, I think they cut out a lot.
oh
this
no,
movie. From the trailers itself, like if you
Yeah.
watch the first trailer, there's so much they cut
yeah,
out.
they cut out the mob thing and everything.
They cut out the mob thing. They cut out like where he was telling the police that who's gonna do your job for you or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's the
And he's
mob
like,
scene.
I'm don't worry, I'm going on vacation. They cut
Yeah.
out that part. They cut him going to get a visa and all that stuff.
Yeah. Everything is going to come in the Blu-ray. It's going
Okay,
to
so the extended
version. Yeah, because he said it in an interview that all those scenes didn't really add to the story.
Yeah.
So they just removed it,
Yeah,
and they're
it
going to
makes
bring it
sense.
back.
I mean, it was a 2-hour
Yeah.
movie already.
Yeah, and yeah, they were actually planning on bringing Falcon or Captain America now. Captain America and Mr. Britain, and they're like, yeah, we don't have time for all of this.
Yeah,
And
no, it
Falcon
would've
has his own series coming out, so they're like,
yeah,
it's fine. We're not going to bring him.
I think the way this movie was just fine the way it is. There was
Yeah.
no need for any more superheroes or whatever.
I agree.
Yeah.
The CGI was amazing in this.
It was, yeah, like even though you had like fucking huge ass monsters and all that stuff, like even though they were illusions and everything, like it didn't feel hard. Like you could see what's going on.
Yeah.
The best part is everything that happened during the day, and nothing happened during the night. Barely
Learn-
anything happened during that, except
Take
that,
notes, DC.
and the one thing that happened during the night, it was the brightest fucking the fire monster that
Yeah.
came, so you can still see everything properly.
Yeah, again, you see that scene was ruined because when and this wasn't ruined by like the movie, it was ruined by the cinema that we were watching in
Yeah.
because I didn't see what fell off the thing.
What?
You know when like
Oh
the
no!
project.
Even when I watched it the first
Yeah.
time, you didn't see.
Oh,
You
okay.
just saw what something fell off,
Yeah.
and you're
But
wondering what fell off,
okay.
and then it all comes
Okay, no,
out.
but like, did you see like it was metal? Like I thought a rock fell off, or I had no idea what
the
object.
only thing that I'm saying is like the only thing I know is like something fell off.
Okay.
Even when I watched it the first time when everything was like bright as shit.
Okay, then
We
yeah,
just
then it
know
might
that
just be the
something-
movie.
yeah.
I thought it was because like I couldn't see if it was like a
Because
part
it
of
was
the.
it was invisible anyways, and they like dislodged it, and that's when it.
Yeah.
So you
But-
can't. It's hard to tell what it was,
Yeah.
and it was like in front of the Ferris wheel. So
I agree. They did actually give a lot of time to this, like the extra characters compared to the first.
yeah,
There was a lot more focus on the extra characters.
that's what I'm saying. Like there was, you what kind of want to know what like because Spider-Man is I feel like is more more relatable compared to the other ones because he's like just a regular he was just a regular old guy and now he's trying to like fit in and all that stuff. So I'm glad that they developed all these relationships around him so that now it kind of gives a little bit more stake
Yeah.
to the actual movie.
And it makes sense when he's, having that battle of saving my friends,
Yeah.
saving the world.
And and like you know why he's trying to save because if it was just like generic friends who we don't know anything about, you're just like, ah, fine, fuck it, kill them. We don't care about them. But now we know, we know everything. We know something about them. We know why they're in this place and everything. So it feels fine. Like it feels good.
One scene that actually would debate like what purpose it has and which it will probably have in the future movies is at the airport when like everyone's parents came and Flash's parents didn't come and he's like, the butler is like, oh, she couldn't make it.
Yeah,
I was like, I wonder how this ties into the future because there must be some purpose here, right?
probably.
Like, are they trying to justify his behavior in this movie, or because he wasn't really an asshole in this movie? It was just that
one
he was just
scene.
vlogging. Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
vlogging the entire time.
Yeah,
So that he wasn't really a jackass. I wonder what the purpose of that scene was.
I don't know.
Yeah, the dynamic. Okay, I'm going to move on. The dynamic between Mysterio and Spider-Man was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
they really try to like formulate that Tony Stark Spider-Man kind of thing, and it worked so well without feeling like pushy or forced. It felt like he needed a mentor in this time when Tony Stark is gone, and Mysterio stepped up. And at the end, when Spider-Man is like, "I trusted you," he's
Yeah.
like, and I thought that was really well done because you just lose someone that's really close to you. You find someone else, and he takes advantage of that. That must suck.
Yeah. The whole that's what I'm saying. Like the human interactions between other people was like really well done. There was nothing like forced or awkward or I mean there was awkward parts, but that was like it was part of it was supposed to happen. But like things that were not supposed to be awkward weren't awkward.
Yeah.
And I think it was really well done. The whole script was like the script was fine. There was I don't know, there was no like scene that was like off.
No, I agree. Even when I walked out of the cinema, one like subplot I had a problem with was the whole Chad, what is his name? Brad, right?
Yeah.
I
Chad.
just the generic names.
Brad Daniels.
Oh yeah, Brad Daniels. I had a problem with that subplot, but I was like, no, it adds to that whole like teenage relationship because there's always the
You're
hotter guy.
always
Yeah.
competing with someone else and all that stuff. There's always a better looking guy.
Yeah. So I can get that and that
Because
scene.
even in the first the original Spider-Man, there was like that guy who was with MJ. I don't know who he was. I forgot. The bully. I think it was Flash. The guy who Peter Parker fought in the canteen.
Yeah.
That was Flash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, in the completely first movie.
Yeah, in the first movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was Flash.
I thought you were talking about Homecoming.
The original.
Yeah, the original
Spider-
first. Yeah, it was Flash.
It was
Yeah.
Flash, and like he was with MJ at that time. So like this time they added one extra character. That was.
The Spider-Man character is really helped by Tom Holland himself just being a really good guy.
He is. I
Perfect.
think he is
He's
like
perfect.
the best
Yeah.
one. Okay, was this a good Spider-Man movie?
Yes.
Okay, and it was also a good movie. as
Yes.
well. Okay, because people do also
No, I agree.
draw a
Yeah.
line between that. They're like, yeah, this was a good movie, but it wasn't a good
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
movie.
movie.
But I don't get that. How can the movie be good but not be a good Spider-Man movie? Because the movie revolves around Spider-Man.
So there was this video I was watching, and he said, "The Homecoming was a good movie, but it wasn't a good Spider-Man movie."
Is it because they don't explore Spider-Man as a character?
I don't know. I don't think, because they explored him quite well in the first one.
I don't understand what that means. It's like saying like Interstellar was a good movie, but it wasn't a good space movie. But the whole topic is space. The whole topic is Spider-Man. How can it not be a good Spider-Man?
I don't know.
How can the character that like the whole movie revolves around one
around-
thing, but
yeah.
it's not a good Spider-Man?
don't
That
know.
that doesn't make sense to me.
So yeah, it was weird. I think this. I still don't understand why people draw the line between those two, but this was a good movie and good Spider-Man movie regardless.
And if you can explain it to us, feel free. Like
Yeah, please do.
yeah, because we
Really,
could just
I
be
don't get it.
stupid.
Yeah,
Who knows?
really don't get it.
What other thing there was there? CGI, visual effects we've covered.
Sound, music.
Oh, the music was really good as well.
The sound was like this. Oh, holy shit! It just added to like everything. It was really good.
Yeah, especially in the fight scene. Like, you know, when they're flying away and they're going to save his friends and Happy puts on that music. I was
Yeah.
like, man, this really gets me pumped up. And I
Because
find
you know that was like from the original
Yeah.
Iron Man movie. It's like holy shit.
they had so many tie-ins, man. There were actually so many like, you know, small Easter eggs
small
for
Easter
everyone.
eggs.
It was a good movie.
Now it kind of does make sense why they wanted to end the Infinity Saga on this movie.
Yeah. You know, one thing that really threw me off for a loop was that post-credit scene, because it ended all cheery and happy, and you know, Peter has everything he wants, and then they just throw in that post-credit scene, and I'm like, I don't even know
Okay,
where...
so let's talk about the post-credit scene.
Okay, so the post-credit scene, what happened? Imagine my parents went yesterday and they didn't stay for the post-credit scene.
Oh.
And I was like, you guys are so
Fuck.
embarrassing. And my mom is, and the thing is, my mom goes for every Marvel movie, and I've always told her, just stay till the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they went, and my dad was like, okay, let's just go. And my mom was like, we're the only ones who are leaving. Like, I feel like there's something we're missing.
Yeah.
My dad was like, let's just go. And then I went and I told them, and they're like, no. And then I like scoured the whole internet trying to find that one, you know, some idiot who recorded it
Yeah.
on their phone, but yeah, to no avail. But in the post-credit scene, Jonah J. Jameson comes back, which was
J.
amazing.
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson
Yeah.
comes back.
And he's the same original.
Original, yeah,
guy from the
J.K.
first-
Simmons.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that so much. When I saw him, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, Spider-Man is revealed to be Tom Holland.
Peter Parker.
Okay, yeah, he's the same thing. I already described how they're both the same person.
So yeah, Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity and shows his face to the entirety of New York City, and says that he was the one who
Who killed Mysterio, who was
killed
seen
Mysterio, who was seen as a hero at that time, and he did it through an army of Stark drones. So the next movie is going to be Spider-Man's redemption story from this whole conundrum.
kicked out of home.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next
Homeless.
homeless. No one wants me in their home. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It
It's like a lot of people were saying that after this movie they're not going to be interested in the MCU in general, which fair enough, but maybe you'll be interested in just the Spider-Man movies, because that was like a proper cliffhanger if I've ever seen one.
And it's something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one has like
We don't even know what the next movie is going to be.
And no Spider-Man movie has explored the concept of people just knowing, you know? Maybe Into the Spider-Verse where, you know,
But that was like at the end.
no, not
like
even-
when he died, like
yeah.
when the original Peter Parker
but
died.
no one, and this time he's a villain and he's been exposed. So I'm so excited to see what they're going to do
It's
with
going
it.
to be it's going to be a completely
That was a really
new
good post.
storyline.
That was a really good post. Whoever was in that, you know, writing room and he's like, we should do this, props to you. props to you for getting it like passed through as well. You know,
when he's like the Daily Bugle hears J. Jonah Jameson, I was like, holy shit.
that was amazing.
Yeah. And then the second post credit scene, which is the end credit scene. It's that one's like for like the ultra fanboys who will stick through to the end.
Yeah.
Like people will stick through the first one and then they'll go because that's the main post credit scene. But like at the end, it's just the people who are always the most interested. They're speculating that so the whole that scene is Maria Hill and Nick Fury are actually the Kree, no, the Skrulls from Captain America. They're the people who can change, the shapeshifters, and they've been sent by Nick Fury to impersonate those two,
Yeah.
while Nick Fury is in space, and they are speculating that it's he's now the head of SWORD, which is like sentient world sentient worldly something response department, something like that. So basically it's SHIELD but in outer space. Now. So yeah.
My question is, how long were the Skrulls impersonating Nick Fury?
It was throughout the entire movie, or like before.
No. Like, how long in the entire universe? Is it from the first Avengers? Because the Skrull and Nick Fury have been.
I think it was just for this movie.
What if it was for the whole? What
I
if?
don't think
What if the
so. people
who were snapped were not Nick Fury and whatever? What if it was a Skrull?
I think it was because when you think about it, right? Where this movie's Nick Fury and the other Nick Furies, they were completely different. Well, like this movie's Nick Fury was kind of retarded.
Was he though?
Yeah, he was.
Was he though?
Yeah.
Was he?
When
though?
you think about it, because, all right, Exhibit A, okay, when this guy when he called a drone on his school bus, right, and Nick Fury found out about it, he didn't take that from him. He was like, fine, keep it, whatever. Okay, that's one. Usually the Nick Fury would be like, all right, you don't deserve it, give it back to me. Exhibit 2, in Prague, when the whole thing happens at the end, he comes out of the car and he doesn't do shit. He just stands there.
Okay.
Right?
But Nick Fury is just a human. He doesn't do anything a lot of the time.
But most of the time he comes up with something.
Are you?
Yes.
Give me an example.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what there is. I cannot think of one example where Nick Fury has been as.
There's some scenes where he just acts completely stupid and he doesn't act like Nick Fury.
Okay, but you see what I want.
Oh yeah, one of them. How the fuck? How does he not know where the Europol headquarters are?
What do you mean?
He drives in to Mysterious whatever, or unless that was Mysterious Illusion, but I don't think so.
No, but that was Mysterious Illusion, right? Like,
Was it? I think it was just Maria Hill.
No, the whole building was illusion.
Yeah, but like was
Oh no, Nick Fury
was
no,
he
Nick
real?
Fury was fake as well. Remember when he like walked out and then like he walked out of the car and he's like, "Oh, who else did you tell?" And then Nick Fury turns into Mysterio.
Wasn't that the first? But
No.
I think that was like that was separate.
No. He like
I know that. What are you talking about?
the whole sequence happens and then like if Nick Fury comes
I
out
thought
limping.
the Nick Fury, the one that comes in the car, was real.
No, because he comes out limping the same after he was hit. He comes out limping off the building and
Yeah.
he shoots him in the back. And then like eventually he goes up and
Okay, it kind of also makes sense. Like how does he not know that Mysterio is like fake
Yeah.
in the London scene? That makes sense.
And the
But
reason
I-
I say that the Skrulls have been like Nick Fury for longer is because like he still knew
But
the
I
secret like
think-
code and everything, and the station that Nick Fury was on
Yeah.
looked built as hell.
Yeah,
That must have taken a while.
but like Nick Fury knew the Skrulls from like.
No, but that's what I
From a
mean. Like,
long-ass time
and that's what
ago.
my question is how long have the Skrulls been impersonating Nick Fury? It's not, I'm not debating that it's.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's been a lot longer than just this movie.
I feel like this movie in Nick Fury was kind of stupid. In some points, you can just tell like it was kind of stupid.
That's fine.
And it wasn't like the normal Nick Fury.
I mean, Nick Fury has. Okay, that I'm trying to find. Man, Nick Fury is one of those characters that I just don't. I can remember,
he's been in every single Marvel movie, but
but I
he's
cannot
still
remember
such
a
a
single.
secret.
I cannot even
Like you
remember a
don't
single
even know
scene.
what the hell is going on with him.
I don't even know I can't think of a scene that. Okay, I know. Let's just move on. Nick Fury is just one of those characters you know
Also,
exists.
they dropped a very like secret line in the movie, and like if you were paying attention
Well-
only, you'd get it. But like he said, this Nick Fury, the fake Nick Fury said that he didn't realize that there were so many Skrull sleeper cells on Earth,
Interesting.
and it was just before the London scene.
Okay, I didn't see that. I
Yeah,
didn't hear that.
it was just when I first saw it the first time, I didn't notice it. My brother told me afterwards. He's like, it was there, it was there. I told him that's some bullshit. I would have recognized it. And the second time when we saw it, that's when I heard it, and I was like, oh shit, it's actually there. It's right before the scene where they land, the kids land in London, and they're in the train station, and that Brad goes like, don't you think this is a bit shady? And it's the scene where him, Nick Fury, and Maria Hill are walking, and he drops a line, and then Maria Hill is like, "Oh, there's like another spike happening, and it's here in London." And he's like, "I thought we were done with that," and then it cuts to the kids
Yeah.
landing.
Interesting. I'll when I rewatch it eventually.
Yeah.
I'll watch.
So that's very interesting. And oh yes, okay. Another reason why I think it was just for this movie was because he didn't know any of the other, like he didn't how is Doctor Strange unavailable, and then Captain Marvel, he's just like, don't take her name, because he knows where she is.
Yeah, but they could still be unavailable. Like, why can't the normal Nick Fury say that they're unavailable?
I don't know, because he would have a way to contact them.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not available. That's like saying like, no, it's like saying that you have my number, but I can't be unavailable because you have my number. You can obviously contact me, just doesn't mean I'll always come.
Fair enough.
And he had Mysterio, so maybe he just needed Spider-Man to like kind of be there and like kind of learn or whatever. I don't know. And he also knew the whole like Tony.
That's one thing I don't get. Why was okay, this is like a major like thing that bugged me, but like towards the end I kind of forgot about it. But like, why only Spider-Man?
Yeah.
There could have been so many other people that he could have called, but why only Spider-Man?
Maybe it was just like the part of like they had to. Tony Stark is dead. Someone needed to step up, and everyone has their own kind of thing to deal with.
I guess.
Doctor Strange has his, he's like the thing he has to protect. Oh my god. I have watched the movies. Trust me. Captain Marvel is saving the whole universe.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own responsibility.
Right.
And with Tony Stark had his responsibility, but he's no longer there, and someone needs to take it. And they're not going to just trust someone who came out of outer space.
Fine.
Yeah, everyone is doing their thing. Someone needs to be there. Because Tony Stark worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
So, and Captain America is old as fuck, so
Okay.
no one needs old people anymore. There's one joke that really got to me every time was the Night Monkey thing. I could not stop laughing. Even when they showed it on the news, I was the only one in the cinema laughing.
You were laughing, and I was like, why are you laughing?
And you know what the thing is, right? Like they showed the news, and then it was like Mysterio,
Night Monkey.
and I started laughing, and I was like, "Why am I the only one laughing? This is hilarious." That Night Monkey joke was the best. From the moment Ned said it till the end,
Night Monkey.
Night Monkey, it was just the best. Every single part of it, every single time Night Monkey was brought up, I laughed. Even when that police officer was like wearing the Night Monkey, I was just dying.
He was like, Night Monkey.
Night Monkey, and I was just like, oh my god, that was the best joke. That was actually a really good joke. I also, one thing I'm gonna final note is I really liked how none of the characters were stupid. Like, even Brad, who you don't like, was like, wait, this is shady as hell. Like, everyone notices that, Peter Parker is
going.
everyone's not just stupid and oblivious, and, they kind of notice things. Even Mary Jane was like, yeah, it's pretty obvious if you think about it.
Yeah.
So I really like that. It really helps cement that this is a real universe. It's
Yeah.
just not
And people are not
yeah,
idiots.
it's just not convenient because it has to be. So
Yeah. It's
that's
not
it.
like the Superman thing where the only thing that separates him from Superman and Clark Kent are glasses.
And speaking of that, the one thing that actually got to me was the fact that he was fighting the water thing
Yeah.
in with a mask, but
With a
the same
mask.
clothes he was wearing. And I was
Yeah.
like, people gonna know, man.
Not only that, but he was like jumping
Yeah.
on the poles and shit in broad daylight. Everyone's just fucking. But the thing is, like, it's chaotic. I don't think anyone noticed him doing all that stuff.
Yeah, unless you were actively trying to pay attention, which Mary Jane was, and she figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even dropped that, like, haha, I was running.
Yeah.
He was like, did you see anything? She was like, no,
No,
I
I'm
was
just
running.
running.
So they conveniently, like, dropped those things where, any single plot hole can be, like, gone. Alright.
Okay, that's done. We're done.
With that, thank you for listening to the WAT Reviews, episode 2. We'll see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye.